Have you ever stopped to think that your cat might sense things you can't even imagine? Many times, we see these little felines as just cute and playful companions at home. But what if I told you they carry hidden, almost supernatural abilities, capable of identifying bad people and negative energies? Today, I'm going to show you why you should never ignore your cat's signs. So, how can you interpret your cat's signs? Here's an important point. Learning to understand the signals your cat gives you. If your cat constantly avoids someone, pay attention. If a cat avoids a person persistently, it's not a coincidence they are sensing something you might not notice. Cats are very sensitive to smells, tones of voice, and even emotional vibrations. That's why when they show this kind of behavior, it's worth paying attention. It could be a warning sign about that person's energy or attitude. If your cat insists on always sleeping in a certain spot, maybe there's an energy there they're trying to balance. If they meow differently or seem restless, it could be a warning that something is going on. Cats communicate with us in subtle ways. It's up to us to learn how to listen. Another very important point is the invisible bond between cats and humans. Several studies have shown that cats form strong emotional connections with their owners. They recognize our voice, our scent, and can even sense our mood. If you're sad, you may notice your cat staying close, offering quiet companionship. If you're happy, they might become more active, as if reflecting your energy. This shows how cats are true emotional mirrors. They have the ability to pick up on our state of mind and respond to it in a unique way. When we're sad or anxious, the cat approaches in silence, bringing comfort simply with their presence. And when we're happy and full of energy, they tend to play more meow, run around the house, or even seek our attention, as if they were sharing that same feeling. It's a subtle but powerful form of emotional connection that often goes unnoticed, yet reveals just how deeply they are bonded to us. This bond is so profound that many people say cats are capable of absorbing part of our emotions. Hidden abilities. Here, we enter the most mysterious and fascinating side of cats. Since ancient times, they have carried an aura of mystery and spirituality that intrigues humanity. In ancient Egypt, for example, cats were so respected that harming one could be considered a serious crime. They were not seen only as companion animals, but as true spiritual guardians, protectors against negative forces and evil spirits. In many cultures and traditions around the world, cats were believed to have the ability to absorb or neutralize bad energies. The simple presence of a cat in the home was already considered a form of purification of the environment. And even today, many people notice that when a cat chooses to lie down or sleep in a specific spot, it may be because they are working energetically, balancing, or blocking heavy energy circulating in that place. All of this shows how, throughout history, cats have always been seen as invisible protectors not only of the physical home, but also of the spiritual home. Cats and their perception of people. Now we come to the most intriguing part. Cats seem to have a kind of emotional radar. Many people report that their cats appear to have a natural sensitivity to detect illnesses. There are stories of cats lying exactly on parts of their owners' bodies that were sick in some cases, even before the person discovered the problem. Some researchers believe this may be linked to their ability to perceive subtle changes in body odor, since illnesses can alter our body chemistry. Others argue it could simply be an instinct to seek warmth, but the coincidences in many accounts are too striking to ignore. For those who have experienced this, it feels as if the cat is trying to alert or even protect the owner, offering comfort and transmitting positive energy. It's no wonder many call cats little silent healers. Cat sensitivity. They see beyond our eyes. Cats are not just ordinary pets. They have extremely sharp senses. Their sense of smell is 14 times stronger than ours. This means they can detect scents we can't even imagine. Their hearing is also impressive. They can hear sounds at very high frequencies, completely unnoticed by us. And their night vision? For them, it's like daytime. All of this shows that they live in a sensory world very different from ours, but it doesn't stop there. Many experts believe that cats can pick up on vibrations and energies in the environment. You know when your cat starts acting strangely, staring intently at an empty corner of the room? It's as if they're seeing something you can't. The cat as a guardian of the home. Anyone who has a cat knows, often they choose to sleep near the door, the window, or other strategic spots in the house. It's as if they're on watch, observing everything. In many cultures, this is seen as a protective instinct. They don't just take care of the territory, but also of the energy in the environment. And let's be honest, anyone who has had a cat sleeping beside them at bedtime knows the sense of security and peace that brings. Science begins to explain. Of course, many of these things can be interpreted through science. Cats can sense chemical changes in our bodies, like the hormones released when we're stressed, anxious, or unwell. They also pick up on subtle sound frequencies and even tiny vibrations in the environment that we humans don't notice. Take purring, for example. It's been studied and shown to have therapeutic effects, helping with tissue healing, pain relief, and overall relaxation. In other words, there are physical and biological explanations behind many feline behaviors. But that doesn't take away the magic in fact. It only highlights how special and intuitive they truly are. Before we wrap up, tell me something important. How many cats do you have with you? Do they do those amazing things we talked about in the video? Do they follow you around the house, jump on your bed when you're feeling down, purr out of nowhere just to calm you? You really want to know? Tell me everything in the comments. What are their names? How do they react when you're sick or stressed? Do you feel like they truly sense your emotions? So, never ignore your cat. When we say that cats know who is good and who is bad, it's not just superstition or something only cat lovers believe. They truly pick up on signals that go completely unnoticed by us humans. Subtle cues, almost invisible. Energies, scents, body language, tone of voice, microexpressions, all instinctively analyzed by them. They see beyond the obvious. They feel what we can't feel. And more than anything, they are always trying to protect us, even when we don't realize it. They are quiet, observant, and incredibly sensitive to their surroundings and the people around them. So the next time your cat behaves strangely, no matter how silly it might seem, don't ignore it. It might be that they're trying to warn you about something important, something you haven't picked up on yet. Cats have their own special way of communicating. It's not always through meows. Sometimes it's a look, a sudden change in behavior, avoiding someone or doing something totally unexpected. And all of that could be a sign, a warning, a subtle form of care. Now I want to hear from you. Has this ever happened to you? Has your cat ever avoided someone, seemed uncomfortable around certain people, or even acted protective when you were sad, sick, or going through a tough time? Tell me all about it in the comments. Your experience could help so many others understand these little four-legged guardians better. What seems simple to you might open someone else's eyes to their own cat's behavior. And before you go, if this video brought something new to your attention or made you see your cat's signals in a different way, then please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, because we're going to dive even deeper into the mysterious, sensitive, and fascinating world of cats full of facts, science, stories, and lots of love. Share your story with me. I'm sure a lot of people here will relate to what you have to say because anyone who loves cats knows. They're more than just pets. They're spiritual companions, healers of the soul, and silent protectors who only ask for one thing in return: love and respect. Write your story in the comments. I'd love to read each and every one.